Yo, people, what's going on? Back again with another Red Talk. Musa, what are you telling me, family?
I'm here, man. I'm in the building. What are you saying?
I'm good, man. Big up the chat. Make sure you run up the likes on the way and you already know what it is. A lot to talk about, bro. It's silly season. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Premier League's over and the managerial domino effect is gonna take place very soon, bro. You know what I mean? Chelsea are looking for a manager now. Um, United will be looking for a manager after this weekend. And yeah, bro, it's getting interesting, bro. They're saying Hansi Flick looks like he's going to Barca now. Um, there's rumors of Vincent Company to Bayern Munich. Loads of stuff going on, bro. I can't lie. It's looking crazy.
yeah. It's mad. It's mad. I just feel like companies gonna. I think companies moves gonna. I think companies gonna surprise a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like you saw that also as well in the Europa League final yesterday. That there's levels to everything. As good as Alonso's done, and no one ain't gonna take away from it. That Europa League final showed you that there's people out there also that are got their team drilled and can deliver on any given chance. And I feel like you saw that yesterday with the final because Atalanta's not been crap anyway. They've never been crap from day one. They can play ball and they can do a thing. And they were in the Champions League consistently not too long ago. So you know what they're about. So and obviously they just showed levels again to what it's about. And I feel like what Alonso's achieved I feel like given the chance and the squad of player and the quality of player, I think company is going to surprise people. So that being said, I feel like there's a load of managers that can also do something similar at United with given the chance. I think we're in that era right now where the young managers, approaching the game in a different manner, understanding as well that the fact they weren't too long ago in that dressing room, how to talk to a man, how to deal with the new generation of player. I think they get it. And I feel like sadly, that old generation of coaching, which I believe Eric Ten Hag falls into, you know what I mean? It's like it feels like Eric Ten Hag is amongst the class of new managers, but he's not really. When you check his age, how old he is, and he's and where he kind of learnt his trade, I feel like he still crosses over as that old school generational type of thinking, and he's closer
Mm.
to the Mourinho era. He just basically he didn't flourish in his era when he should have, because his era is the coaches of Mourinho, Pep, and the likes, and he didn't flourish. And I wouldn't even put him in a Tuchel era. I'll put,
Yeah, because Tuchel's a lot old. I'm younger than him, innit?
this is what I'm saying. He's a lot younger. I'll say that their man's a bit younger than him. I feel like he's from that era, and he didn't really grasp it or make the impact that he should have. He should have been like he should be winning the Europa League with an Atalanta and adding accolades to his managerial career rather than trying to make a name for him at this age at a club like Man United. I think he should be trying to go to a European side that has a bit about them. And even like Emery and what Emery done at Seville and winning trophies and showing that you got a bit about yourself. I think the Man United job is not because when you go to a man of the caliber or of the age of a Ten Hag, then you want him to deliver because he should have been there or thereabouts in the game for a while. And if you don't want him to deliver, then you might as well go for a younger manager who's learning his trade, but also has an understanding of the game and is able to deliver a style of play that the crowd and the fan base is going to be happy with. So I feel like we need to go down that same path. And I think like the Zerbi is that guy really, man. I know we've said it a lot, but I think every road for me leads to the Zerbi. When I look at the style of play, the type of manager that we want, and also someone who is in that bracket of someone who obviously played the game and recently played the game, but also has a little bit more. I'll say the Zerbi has a little bit more than the Alonso's, the companies in terms of his managerial credentials, but he's still from that ilk of manager. He's the one for us to go to. So I'm excited and kind of also apprehensive because I think Ten Hag gets sacked, but when he does get sacked, are we going to be in this business of interviewing managers, or do we know who our guy is? Because I would love for it to have been signed with De Zerbi, and we're not in the interviewing business. He's coming in. Because if we're going to have to go through a month of interviewing guys throughout the whole of June, then it's going to slow us down. And I don't really want to be in the business of interviewing anyone. So I'm hoping.
I don't think we're doing that.
Yeah.
I don't think we're doing that at all, bro. One thing you said, which I completely agree with, Ten Hag, bro. He's older than Emery, bro. The man's 54 years old, brother. You're right. He's from the Jose Mourinho era. Jose's 61.
Yeah, that's deep. I didn't even know he's older than Emery.
Yeah, he's older than Emery. He's older than Emery. He's older than Pep. He's older than all these bres, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? He's from the old school, but he never achieved nothing.
Yeah.
You know, like that. And this is what it is. So he's outdated, fam. Like the football in the last 10 years has developed so much, like in terms of stylistically, that it's a joke now when you actually look. And you're right. Like a lot of these younger managers, like the Alonsos and that, the reason why I think company's going to do well is because people have overlooked Alonso, they've overlooked Arteta, they've overlooked Pirlo, they've overlooked Xavi, they've overlooked what these men have done before they got these jobs because of their names in football, bro. Because all these men never done nothing before they got big jobs. None of them didn't do nothing. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's one of them ones where because company's been at Burnley, he's had the most high profile job.
Yeah.
Man are now looking at him saying, but is he ready? But bro, he's done a better apprenticeship than Xavi. Xavi was in Qatar, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So Xavi was in Qatar. Arteta was filling Pep's water bottles. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at all these other guys, there's no reason why, given the right tools, he can't do as good a job as the rest of these guys, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's just one of them ones. And people can say Pirlo was a disaster, bro. Pirlo was in the most difficult league probably in world football, to be a new manager in. Because Italy got bare these old heads there, and they're the gatekeepers. Guys like Gasperini and these man, these man will keep you honest, because you can't go there, unless you're an elite manager like DIOGO Motta, you can't just step there, and just think you're going to have your own way. And even DIOGO Motta was allowed, to do it at a smaller club. When you go,
Facts.
When you go and you're at Juventus, there's nowhere to hide, fam.
Nowhere. And the fan bases are quite different over there as well. A lot of people think that, listen, like what's happening at United don't happen in Italian clubs. No one makes it out alive. Like all of this, you can come and mash up the club and mash up the stadium and play, like get beat 7-0 by your closest rival and keep your job and, flipping penalty shootout with Coventry and them type. Listen, that stuff don't happen over there, That stuff does not happen over there. So the pressure is real and the pressure is totally different. And I feel like even Onana kind of in his interview with Gary Neville when man was telling him pressure, he was like, nah, brother, there's no pressure at Man United. It's not that deep. He said, like, pressure's playing for my international club, Cameroon. Like, that's real pressure. Like, there's things going on over there. And I feel like a lot of leagues, like especially the Italian, it still has that level of pressure from your fan base. Them man have to come and apologize to the fans after the game, to the flipping ultras. The ultras. And you ain't never seen that in any other top level.
Yeah, them man getting told off, bro. Them man are standing there, big man are pointing fingers at them and they're just standing there with their hands behind their back. They're humbled.
Yeah, humbled. We're here where the footballers are telling man, who are you talking to? Can't tell that to the ultras. There's manners, there's behaviors, there's different levels. So I definitely believe, I think people underestimate the Italian league in terms of the pressure it has for managers, especially the young managers as well. So, and having those gatekeepers, like you said, that's why they tend to just deal with a trusted pair of hands. But the Premier League's a whole different kettle of fish, man. We have a manager in Pep Guardiola who everyone knows if he turns up and he's backed, he's in a machine that's a rolling machine. The only way anyone wins the league right now is if they're having a rebuild in key positions or they dock them points for their mad scandals that they got for these charges, and then they're like 20 points off or 15 points off, so they have to claw themselves back and they're just trying to make a top 4 for the next season's Champions League. They're not even thinking about winning the league because they start with a deficit of 15 or something. That's when someone's really going to have a chance to go at it. Other than that, you're going to need a build-up of what Arsenal's doing of 3 to 4 years of competing and then getting yourself to the level that they're at and then being able to go, bar for bar. Other than that, as long as Pep's here and he's not in a rebuilding phase in key positions, it's going to be very difficult to win the league. So the best you can do is compete in that league, play a good branded style of football, and go for like a European Cup. Whether it's the Champions League or the Europa League, whatever it might be, but play a good brand of football and be ready to pounce, though. When those opportunities come, be there. We're not there, man. We're not there or thereabouts. And what's mad is that with Liverpool changing their manager and Chelsea, they're changing their manager again. I think what Chelsea looked at was Man United's got a dead manager and they're going to have to change it. So we're not worried about that. They looked at Liverpool, who's one of their closest rivals in terms of actually winning anything. Said if they're changing, this is the best time for us to change again if we're not really behind my man, because then we're all on the same level again. But if we wait to change after Liverpool's changed and Man United has to change, then we're going to be trying to settle in a new manager next season, and also I feel Man United is going to find themselves. The best time for these lot to change manager is right now, while everyone else has changed there. So we're all on even playing field. Because if
even waiting 6 months is peak.
It's long. It's peak. Yeah, 6 months is peak because that's 6 months of Chelsea with their new man, 6 months of Liverpool with their new man and their new signings, and we're starting again. We can't afford to start. We got certain other people that will say, "Oh yeah, we should have a level of consistency. This is the time for us to stick." Nah, brother, this is the time for us to pivot with everybody else. It's the
100%. 100%. People talking about keeping Ten Hag, bro. It's baffling, isn't it? Because it's like he's not good. He's not good in any metric. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't pass the eye test. He's not good at setting up teams. He's not good at speaking to the press. Like this guy, literally, he doesn't tick any boxes that you would need a modern day manager to tick. So at this rate, if anyone's talking about keeping Erik Ten Hag, it's not football related, bro. It's not football related because he hasn't shown anything at his time at Man United that I can look at and say, you know what, a new structure improves this. Nothing.
No, nothing at all, man. There's nothing that I've seen from Erik Ten Hag other than that he has to change his number 2. He has to do bare things that for the manager that we brought in and the caliber that we expected, we're not going to allow that for you. We're not going to, there's certain leeways we can't give you, Eric. Like, we can't be doing all this work for you to work. You're not that important, my brother. Like, we got to do too many things to make it work. And I feel like those things should just be standard. And this is why, for me, he's got a step. I'm just hoping that someone mentioned, I can't remember, someone said Ben Foster or someone said that managers like De Zerbi don't just quit Brighton without having a job. That's not something like that. Like, they don't make those.
100%. De Zerbi is so obsessed with football, yeah. Like my man don't want to be at home sitting down, especially at his young age, bro. Man's 44. Do you think man wants to be sitting at home at that age?
And he weren't pushed. He wanted to leave. Yeah, he's got something landing, whether it's here in the Prem or back in Italy. But the Italy jobs look taken. But yeah, he's got something.
They're saying Fonseca's going AC Milan. Napoli job Conte has been linked with, but again, potentially they could want him. Do you know what I'm saying? United are definitely interested in him. The report come out yesterday saying that he likes the United job. Of course he likes the United job.
He does.
It's a great project. Do you know what I mean? And also it's in the Premier League where he wants to be.
And there's no pressure. People talk about pressure. There ain't pressure. When United don't have to win anything. We just have to you know what's mad? The standards have dropped for the managers of Man United to the point where Man United is crying out, and most managers know that, for someone who can come and adopt a style of play that's going to make the fan base happy. That's all where we're at right now. Can someone come in and adopt a style of play to keep the fan base happy, and by default setting, a crap Man United finishes 6 points off a top 4, and that's a crap Man United. So you already know that just by default, United is standardly a top 4 team by the caliber of player that they have, and on the basis of the statistics of how it evens out in a season, how many times they're able to perform even without real guidance. So even without real guidance, we're always able to be there or thereabouts for a top 4 position. So with a level of guidance and coaching, Man United's a standard top 4 team without having to try hard, because Ten Hag hasn't tried hard. If this is trying hard, brother, I don't know. I don't know what we're talking about here. And the man's still not even far off the top 4. It's only if you look, you know what I'm saying? And that's just the players doing their own thing. That's the players turning up at certain games and fighting for pride. That's the players saying, you know what, we can't lose to a certain team and putting in a shift. But that being said, man, I feel like with some players coming in and some of the players that we are being linked to, like the Palace centre back, things like that. I feel like, I think like those type of players, and even the young centre back that we have, who was injured towards the end, is he French?
The Congolese brother, what's his name?
Yeah, he's Congolese, isn't it? Yeah, I feel like even Kamwala. I feel like I saw enough of him to say as well, given
he's good on the ball.
He's good on the ball. So to bring in a couple guys like that and mix it up, the free signing from Fulham. Listen, defenders now have to be athletes.
Yeah, you know athletes, and they have to be good on the ball.
I'm good on the ball because the tackling's gone out of the game. So it's all about interception and 1 or 2, but it's not like the old school squashbuckling, boom, tackle. It's gone out of the game because you're giving up penalties. So you got to be an athlete where you can just like eat up the ground
and stay on your feet defending. You know them.
Yeah, that's it. And this is what I can see from these young boys. They're all athletes where if you're trying to get a yard on them, they're going to get the yard back and be like, okay, where are you going now? You got to do something special. And if you're not doing something special, you're just going to get pushed down the sides, and then ball gets cleared. So I'm not too worried about that. They can jump, they can header, they can clear the ball. It's not defending, ain't that, especially when you're trying to be a possession-based team, and they're all comfortable on the ball. So there isn't anyone that I've seen, and I don't think United need to go out and make these £50 million defender signings. You don't, man. No, man. You know,
defending's always been something that you do as a unit anyway. Do you know what I mean? And because the game is more system based and you're defending from the front, it's less about individuals now and just more about profiles.
That's it. So this is what we're saying. We want defenders that are comfortable, that can come into the center of the park, drive deep, get involved in the play, then sit back. So for me, again, I'm looking at United going and picking up some, good centre backs. I really like the one at Lille. From my man's other club that he owns, or is it Nice? Nice.
Todibo.
Todibo, yeah, man. I've seen enough. I think he's another Varane in the making. I've watched a couple of games of him, and I think he's got that calm collectiveness. He's got a bit of more on the ball about him. He's got good quality on the ball, and he seems like a very calm defender. Like you can't really put him under pressure. You know what I mean? And he can come out with the ball. And the fact we've got Martinez. Come on, man. Give me some of these young defenders. I've been happy. I've been happy with our wing players. You might just have to add 1 or 2 more on it, or just bring back my boys, innit? If you bring back Sancho, you bring back Greenwood. I know you don't even need to go and get me no one. You know what I mean?
It's true. They're saying it's looking like Sanchez gonna have to come back because Dortmund can't afford him. You know,
they can't.
Yeah, Man United are saying that they're not trying to take less than 50 M's, and also like. They're not trying to lose that money, innit? They're not trying to lose money on him.
No, they said they want 75% back of their price, and that means 75% is like 54 million.
Yeah. And
that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. He's a 54 million pound signing. He's 23, 24 years old. He's balling. You're looking at other players like Eze and them man there that's got buyout clauses, and Sancho's not far off that. None of them man there can look at Sancho and say, yeah, we're better than you. Or you're a dead baller. None of them can do that. So I say he's worth that type of money, and it's the same. I reckon he's around the 50. I think if you do get a 50 for him and then you replace it for light, I'm not going to complain. Same as Greenwood, but you have to be getting 50 million for these type of players. But there's this rumor that Greenwood's going to be at the FA Cup final. I don't know if that's fake news or what. Watching the game,
let's see if he's there. If he's there, that it might give us an idea of what's going on. Obviously, they're saying Getafe want to loan him out for another year. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know if United can sort something out with his contract and extend his contract and then loan him out again. Fair enough, because I think he's only got 1 more year left. So yeah, unless we've got something
I
more
saw
we can
Dortmund as well. I saw that Dortmund.
Yeah, Dortmund, Juventus. I've seen Napoli linked. Bare teams are looking at the kid, bro, and rightly so. He's having a good season, bro. He got nominated for team of the season.
100%. I think him. I would love for him to go to Dortmund and see what he can do over there, and maybe bring Sancho back. Tell Dortmund, look, we're going to take Sancho back, have Greenwood, and we can sort out a contract, because another year away is not going to kill him. You know what I mean? As long as he's playing ball, I think Germany will be a good look for him. And then I think that would be a good move. And bring Greenwood back, and then bring in Elise. Does Elise go to the French nationals, or he didn't get in this year?
He didn't get in, and then Southgate saying, "Oh yeah, we're keeping an eye on him, bro." Listen, Southgate can piss off, you know.
Yeah, Southgate needs to cut, man. He needs to cut quickly.
I'm talking about keeping an eye on Elise, bro. Listen, they need to beg that you, because he's way too good for this England team. About we're keeping an eye on him, like he's not the best player in the team if he rolls up. You know that?
Yeah. It's
them taking a piss, bro.
You already know it's nuts, man.
Nah, he's sniffing, bro. Southgate. Do you know what I'm saying? But nah, honestly, when I look at the United situation right now, I'm actually happy with where we are, and what we're doing. We've been linked with that youth at Boca Juniors. I can't remember this youth's name, but I just seen a few highlights, and he looks decent. He looks decent, bruv. I swear that. And I'm just like, if these are the kind of players that we're gonna start to bring in, then we need a proper 30 manager, bro.
Yeah,
I'll be real. Do you know what I'm saying? This is what we need, bro, because a 30 coach. And obviously we've been linked with people are talking about McKenna, like loudest flavor of the month thing. McKenna this McKenna thing can get in the dustbin, innit? This is it's the English tax plus the ex-Man United tax bullshit. Throw that in the bin. Not interested. The Thomas Tuchel thing, that's a no-go. You know what I mean? We've been them man are talking about Thomas Tuchel and that. We don't want Thomas Tuchel, bro.
We should be brave, man. Them company type of manager moves are a brave move. This is what tells you, because Bayern are not no chip shop team or board or nothing. These men know what they're doing, and every manager they've been linked with has had a level of style of play where you can look at it and say, yeah, I get it. I get it. They're trying to bring my man back from the Germany job. You're like, okay, cool, I get it. They're trying to get Alonso. Oh, cool, I get it. You know, Flick. You're like, okay, I get you. Like, you get it. And then when they can't get there, man, and even flipping to the point where they try to get Ranyakin, you're like, oh yeah, raw football again. I get it. I see what you lot want. So if they're brave enough to make those type of moves, I think Man United should also be, in that same level of thinking. But
I think they will, because remember, Ratcliffe mentioned, they asked him about Arsenal, remember, and he was saying, listen, fuck all these, man. But he did say, he said, like he respects the way Arsenal stuck by Arteta, and people took that as him saying that he was keeping Ten Hag. Yeah, he never said that. He just said, yo, I respect the fact that these man had a way that they thought they were going to play. They picked their manager and they gave him time. That's what he said. You know them ones. So I think he's going to go down a similar route with the next manager. He's going to find a manager that he thinks.
Yeah, people miss the point that they picked their man.
Yeah.
We didn't pick our man. No, we ain't picked our man yet. They picked their man and they said, this is our guy. They went and headhunted him, got him in, and then boom, they put him in a position. They said, what do you need? We're going to support you. We're going to make it happen. So if that's their philosophy and that's what they want to do, and I think to myself, with the season being done, everyone knew that the tabloids and the media were going to turn their attention to the FA Cup final. And one manager who is secure and can leave whenever he wants in Pep Guardiola, and another one in Ten Hag who has a lot of pressure from his club, his style of play, where he's finished in the league. If the Man United, if the board were keeping this man, they would have calmed the fan base and calmed the whole media by saying, this is our man.
Yeah, bro, they would have backed him publicly. There's no reason not to.
There's no reason not to. There's no reason with all the pressure, because you want the pressure to come off your team. You don't want a team to go in the FA Cup final with the manager in the paper, things being leaked, you know, this one's coming in, that one's coming out, this one's been sacked, these contracts have been agreed. You don't want that all going around your club with a man that you know that you're keeping, and you don't come out and say it.
Facts. It wouldn't make sense. You wouldn't let my man, be taking all of this stress, because at the end of the day, it takes pressure off him with the media, but also with the players. The players would be a lot more relaxed, at least knowing their future. And then at least if they know their future, they can decide whether they're staying or leaving or what they want to do, bro. Like, it would unsettle the players not knowing what's happening with the manager. So if they wanted to keep him, bro, they would have said already. They would have said already, broski. Do you know what I'm saying? And he's been given no assurance.
That's what makes sense. They would have come out and backed him. And the fact that they haven't backed him says it all, because they would have given him the assurances. So this leads me to be even more certain, because I said to myself, they got to back him before and letting him get roasted in the media day in, day out. Reports are being leaked from all over the world on my man's future. And all they had to do to come and put out the fire and say, this is our man. We're going to give him until the end of, even if it's just a one season, we're not giving him a new contract, but we're going to see out next season. We're going to let him see out his contract. That's still squashing the fire on it. But I think that after the game, we're not even going to, I don't think we're going to see 24 hours before Erik ten Hag news comes out that he's out.
Yeah, facts. Like, even this quote here, they said this could be his last Man United game. He said, I have nothing to say, just focusing on the job I have to do. And that is first win the game on Saturday. He's only got nothing to say. Bro, this player, no conviction.
He's done.
You know what I'm saying? He's gone, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? And you're going to see how dejected he looks on the sideline, during that game, because he's waiting for the hammer to drop, bro. I'll be honest. It's one of them ones.
And I feel like he's so done. I feel like a few clubs who are looking for managers, Bayern being included, I don't think they pull that trigger until Monday. I think Monday is the last day for a lot of clubs before they pull their trigger, because I think a lot of clubs who are trying to sign managers themselves, I reckon they believe Erik ten Hag will be available by Monday morning. He'll be on the chopping board. So I don't think... Yeah, because I know obviously, unless I haven't heard nothing against since what I saw last night about my man going to Bayern. Company. Is it signed and sealed, or?
They're saying that it's down to compensation now with Burnley, and Burnley are trying to price man out of the move. That's what they're saying.
They'll pay it. If it's Burnley money, they'll pay it. Even though the Prem teams are normally comfortable, even though they're going Championship, but teams over here are normally comfortable with their money. But I'm sure they'll be able to pay the money that Burnley want. If they really want him, then that's a done deal. But I think Erik ten Hag will be managing again by next season. I don't see him taking any time out. He's going to get sacked. But the way the game is now, and the amount of managers that are kind of swapping hands, or changing hands, I should say, I think he will have a job, but he will just go back to his level. This going in for like a European giant type of thing, I think it's done. I think his opportunity was to jump ship and go to Bayern when they wanted him, when they were asking him, make your decision. You know what I'm saying? And I think he should have made his decision. He should have done a Tuchel, went to the board, said, do you man want me? Back me publicly, or I'm ready to step. And that's what he should have done.
Yeah, but he knows that he don't deserve this job. You know the ones, even with the Ajax thing as well, It's one of them ones where man kind of left the door open to going back to Ajax at some point as well, because he was just like, oh, yeah, it's a great club and this, that, and the other. Bro, he knew his days were numbered at Man United. If he believed in his own source, he could have done exactly what Poch did and what other man did and said, listen, what is it?
Yeah.
Like, he knows he's gone. Like, he knows he's gone.
You might have to hold a Brighton job or something, man, and just accept it, man, and just go and fight it out there. Go and do your thing. No pressure. Not getting rinsed every week in a newspaper. You can't handle this, man. You know what I'm saying? He might just go and hold something down there, but he's definitely gone. So for me, I'm just kind of excited with the young players that we've been linked with. The fact that I know also that before I was thinking it might take a while for us to hear anything about Ten Hag, but looking at the direction it's going, they're not going to want to keep this cloud over the club for that long. I think as soon as the game's done, same night, we're going to be hearing something Saturday night, mutual agreement, Erik ten Hag, breaking news, is leaving Man United. I don't think it's going to be long. I think it's all ready to play. But I think what's going to excite me then is how quick is the managerial position going to be filled? Because has it already been agreed with my man? You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I'm looking at. Has De Zerbi already agreed to join Man United in principle?
I believe that the manager coming in has already agreed to come in. That's what I believe. All these guys that we're getting linked with, and the reason why the two names that I've heard, like, I'm cool with, like, man heard another name, and that's why man said Italian manager incoming, is because we haven't really been linked with De Zerbi like that. Not really. Compared to everyone else, we haven't been linked with McKenna. We haven't been linked with, like, I mean, we have been linked to McKenna. We've been linked with Tuchel. We're now being linked to Pochettino. All these man that we're getting regularly linked with Southgate, it's none of these, man, bro. Man also heard in the last 24 hours about Wilcox liking De Zerbi, which I heard weeks ago, but also Maresca as well, because he was with Wilcox and Barada at Man City, coaching their development group, and he's another Italian that's been linked to the Chelsea job, but I've heard his name mentioned in Man United circles, even though he's not massively being linked with us on Twitter, like that. And I think that the signing is going to be one of these coaches that we're not really being linked with like that. And there's an agreement behind the scenes. All this other stuff is people guessing, bro.
Yeah, facts. I think the De Zerbi one's a no-brainer because obviously of the links that they have, especially with, I guess, the Nice manager. I think, where is he? Is he moved as well? Is he just moved, the Nice manager?
He's just moved to Ajax, I think.
Ajax, yes, Ajax. And obviously he worked under De Zerbi. So, and obviously with the links with Sir Jim Radcliffe and things like that. And then obviously the Brighton stuff. So obviously the De Zerbi one's not been hard for the newspapers to kind of guess. But like you said, they haven't really led on it with any strength as they've tried to with all these other managerial appointments. So yeah, I'm with you. I think the manager that we do get would also be befitting as a manager to take on the Man City job. I don't think we're going to get any manager who wouldn't stylistically recommended or looked upon by Man City just because of the type of people that we have in. And I feel like anyone that we do get stylistically is going to be someone who Man City themselves would have looked at to say, cool, we can get this guy in after Pep to do a job. And I think that's something that Barella's going to bring to the club. So I'm not too worried. So that, in that case being said, I'm not seeing these other managers flipping.
Yeah, him and Wilcox, bro, because that Man City thing, because he's the one who brought in Wilcox, and Wilcox has been shadowing Ten Hag, and he's been looking at the training sessions.
Yeah, that means it's peak for him.
Yeah,
if he's looking at that, and obviously what's coming out is that the players are. The new board has been talking to the players one-on-one, getting people having conversations. They've been feeling at the club, chatting to Wilcox and that. Certain man are not feeling what's going on. And they've been letting the cat out of the bag like, nah, this is dead, it's not working. And I think based on them chatting to everybody in the squad, especially the senior players, I don't think Erik ten Hag has anything to stand on. Maybe one or two man might have just out of loyalty kind of just said, no, things are cool. It could be better. But I don't think no one's raved about him. Even that it could be better is like basically saying, get man out. You know what I'm saying? Because if a man says to you, what you saying? And you're like, wait, it's all right. It could be better though, but it's all right. Yeah, you're like, yeah, this is dead, this dead. And then there's going to be other man that's just clearly saying, nah, I'm not having him. So I don't think if you get a vote on Ten Hag from the squad, even with man who they might be willing to sell, them same man are still also not going to defend Ten Hag. So I think Ten Hag is numbered. I think they've just got us sitting there as a fan base. We're 2 days away from the FA Cup final. And obviously, it's all mad.
But that's the thing. When you look at the players, you don't see any players that you can honestly say that he's built up such a relationship with that they're going to want to fight for him to stay. Even Garnacho, he's given Garnacho, bare starts he hasn't deserved. And even Garnacho was liking tweets about, man. You know, the ones there. Like, so it shows that he's got no real, like, relationship being built with any of these players, and that's testament to his character. Because if I gave a player 40 starts, bro, they would love me, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
100%.
Like, bro, like, how is that? Like, no player is fighting to keep this guy at the club, bro. It's not that deep. Nobody has a personal relationship with him where you can see they will come out publicly and back him, because he's just got nothing about him.
No, he's not. He doesn't. And I feel like he also doesn't fit. He doesn't fit the profile of the club. Like, with all the TV deals that clubs have been signing with Netflix, I think we signed one with Netflix.
Yeah, imagine all or nothing with this dry brother there.
No, he's dead. That's to say, it's not going to work. These things are only going to work with a De Zerbi or someone like that. Someone that can communicate and got a bit of passion. It's not going to work. So I reckon even them deals that are on hold right now, because they can't run with this type of man in charge.
Yep.
You know what I'm trying to say? So I think there's a lot that's resting on the change of what's going to happen there at United. What's this?
I think so.
Nobody.
But I think for sure that they've decided who their gaffer's going to be, what kind of football you want to go for. Thomas Tuchel doesn't fit the project. He just doesn't fit the project. Because when you look at him, when you think about the style of football that we want, Tuchel don't suit that. And then when you look at the personality, Tuchel don't suit that either. Do you know what I'm saying? The guy is falling out with every board that he's worked under. Do you know what I mean? He's very outspoken, and it's just like he just doesn't fit. Like, they're trying to force the Tuchel thing, but it doesn't. Stylistically, it makes no sense. And also, Tuchel wasn't available when these guys came into the job, and they couldn't have been looking at him. Do you know what I mean? They couldn't have been looking at Tuchel. The same thing goes to Pochettino. Pochettino, was at Chelsea. Like, they weren't looking at Poch, bro. Do you know? And even if Poch was available, they wouldn't be looking at Poch. There's no way Wilcox is going out here. And the thing is, even though Wilcox, has a specific role, he's been at every single game, bro, and sitting with the main guys, bro. So even though his role might be seen as one thing, he's got a lot of influence. Bro. And the fact that Baradas brought him in, and you can see him sitting with Brailsford, you can see him sitting with Ratcliffe, he has a lot of influence, bro. And Mando, he has a very specific way that he wants to see. That's why now when I'm seeing the Enzo Maresca links, the fact that he was in charge of City's elite development when Wilcox was there, and now he's at Leicester, and obviously Barada was there as well.
Yeah,
I can see them going for him or a De Zerbi.
That makes sense.
It's all about the project.
It's all about the project, and I feel like one of the main rules in anything is that if it's not broken, don't fix it. And I feel like what their man came from Man City, like Wilcox and Barada and them man there, is that their ethos and their systems were not broken. This is why Man City are successful. So there's no reason for them to come to Man United and to rewrite the book. It makes no sense at all for them to come here and to drop everything that they've done in the last 5 to 10 years, whatever it's been, in a successful City club, to then come to Man United and say, oh, we're going to do something totally different. They're just going to say, listen, this is what we've been doing. This is what's been successful. This is why you called us in. This is what you lot need to do at Man United. If you do this at Man United, within the next 3 to 5 years, you will have a successful team on the field and off the field. United's already successful. The rest is history. You know what I mean? We don't have to worry about it. So that being said, I can't see any manager, like I say again, that wouldn't fit in at City being looked at Man United. And Tuchel is not a man that they will have at City.
Facts.
They wouldn't.
There you go. Like City or at Barcelona either, bro.
No.
You know them. There's a reason why Jose never got the Barcelona job. It's because he didn't fit the profile of the club. And if we're trying to, and you can see there's been a cultural reset at the club, even from Ratcliffe, which I rate as well, scrapping that work from home shit and telling man every man's got to come into work, and people are getting upset, but at the end of the day, bro, how you do some things is how you do everything, innit? And it's kind of like you kind of have to have the same energy, bro. Like he's making sure that no one's safe at Man United. If you don't want to come into work, you can go get another job, you know.
Yeah, facts.
Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what he's on, bro. This is what a cultural reset looks like. Like not just on the pitch, not just
he's thinking, listen,
everything needs to change.
Yeah, because he's thinking, truth be told, if you might want to work from home, I might as well just employ a man in Shanghai, Karachi, to do
Thank
the
you.
same job. And they're
Thank
not
you.
costing us what you lot are costing us, and they're gonna work harder working for Man United. So
See it
it's
there?
always so what am I paying you lot 1,000? And
All
then
that
man,
money to stay at home.
yeah, to stay at home. No. I might as well employ a man from all over the world, bro. And that's the space that he'll be in. So he's not silly. He knows how to make money. And like I said, we're successful off the pitch. We'll continue to be that. We're just trying to get successful on the pitch, and these men have done that. They know what that looks like, and I also understand, and I think they also know them. And I think Jim Ratcliffe has spoken about the model of buying young. I think they understand the process of, first contract and second contract players. I think they get it. They know all of that stuff. Everything that Ranić spoke about while he was at Man United, these men are well aware of, and he spoke.
And they had a meeting with him before they came in.
Look at that. So they know what time it is. And that's one man. Like, if we could get Ranić back into the United setup some way, somehow, I'll be gassed.
That would have been amazing. He was the guy. Do you know what I'm saying? If we weren't gonna go young, like for the manager, he would have been a perfect guy to bring in for like a couple years just to kind of steady the ship. You know the ones. But if we're gonna go,
even on the board somewhere, even if there's a position with him on the board somewhere, get him in there. Just another footballing man that understands. Just having the man there in the stands. Like, as soon as he was in the club, who did he have? He had his other brethren in there. Paul, what's his name? Paul Mitchell.
Mitchell was there. He was there chatting to Mitchell, and them man were doing their thing.
Yeah, doing their thing. Straight away, you get footballing people around him where you feel confident, and you're like, something's happening here. So having them man around is massive. So like, yeah, man, I would love to see Ranić come back to United, because everything he said, everything he tried to do for us is exactly what we needed, what we wanted, and. I'm just excited for the future, though, man. You see that midfielder yesterday at Atlanta? We've been linked with him a couple of times.
Yeah, the Edison brother. He
was moving.
he looking proper, but again, in a proper system, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? But bro, he just reminded me of Fred, bro. Just energy. Them ones there. Energy and mashing up the place, bro. Running around, breaking everything up.
Yeah,
like he's that profile of player. But when we had Fred, people didn't appreciate him, and it's because we didn't use him properly, bro.
They didn't. Fred was our guy, and then when he turned up and he would score a serious goal. Fred was our guy. I like Fred. I always liked Fred from when we first got him, when City was first linked with him. I always liked Fred, and he had his problems, but I always knew that a lot of the time, some of them type of players, they always take the shortfall of of the stick, based of just the way the Man United fan base are. I think we need to get over the fact of these, this old school Alex Ferguson type of football that he used to play. And I like Alex Ferguson. Alex Ferguson is my guy. But Man United didn't play the best football when when Wenger was on his thing with his man. Then we didn't, man. Yeah. Let's just be honest. When Wenger was moving mad with Perez and Henry and Bergkamp, the man were moving mad. We were powerhouse, and we can do our thing, and we can roll them over. But even then, Alex rated them. Alex will go there and just pack the midfield and say, no, I'm not playing ball with you, man. You think I'm silly? It's not a fair fight. And Alex knew what he was good at. Yeah, he knew what he was good at. So our football's never been the best. Yes, it was like, it got there at the end when he brought in certain number twos that knew what they were doing. And we had the Rooney, Tevez, and Ronaldo, and we were moving a bit different. It got there in the end, but that wasn't our strengths. And I just feel like we need to go away from that. We need wingers, because if our wingers like Sancho and Diallo ain't flipping running down the bar line and cross it in, I think that they're not doing their job. Come on, brother, man.
Yeah.
That's not football, bro.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's not the game, man. There's different ways to bring players in. These men are always giving goals, getting close. They might want to come into the center then and ping it into top bins. They're built for that, or play off again and get central, and then they want the overlap for the fullbacks to get into them wing position. Like, the game's changed, man. Stop thinking that our wingers have to hit the bar line and cross it. That's not the game, but they just have to be more creative. And I think whenever I've been at the stadium, that's all the fan base has always wanted. They just want man to run up the wing. And for me,
but that's what I mean. But that's why I'm saying a cultural reset, bro. Because a lot of these fans, that's what they want. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they get gassed, see him go natural, try and take on his man and not get past him, like 9 times out of 10. But at least he's trying. Like that. They'll rather do that. they'll
The
rather say
stadium
that.
loves that.
Yeah, they'll say he had a good game because he's direct and he runs at people, but he loses the ball every time. But these men love it, you know.
They love that. They love the Dan James just winging
Yeah.
down. They love all of that. The stadium, man. They start shouting, yeah, yeah, and they get off their seat. And then when someone like Sancho plays it safe, wants it back, he doesn't get it. They start moaning. Oh, you man can't even see the play, my brother. You don't even know what's going on.
Yeah, that's what I mean. These men are skunked, bro. I'm telling you. So all the noise coming out about what we're doing and the way we're going, I'm cool with it, bro. You know them ones there. I'm cool with it. I'll be real. Wilcox, yeah, he wants us to play in it, and he's gonna have a big say stylistically in what we do in it. And he wants a possession-based team. He wants a possession-based manager. And even when you look at the young players we're being linked with, you can see that this ain't the usual Man United, because normally United are always linked with all these big name signings and all these other things. And now we're getting linked with free transfers and all these other things. Bro, we're building a solid foundation in it of a certain profile of player. And the profile of player is more important than the price tag or the name. Do you know what I'm saying? And this is where we need to be. And that also tells me we're definitely going for a coach that is system based, because you don't bring in a Thomas Tuchel here if your recruitment is going to be similar to what Chelsea are doing, because Tuchel likes names, bro. Like the Brer tried to sign Kieran Trippier, Eric Dyer, Declan Rice at Bayern Munich, bro. That's what he wanted. He's a modern day Jose, blood. He don't want these no name brand ballers to try play some football, bro. You don't give Tuchel those kind of players.
Yeah, I don't know what he wants with the Premier League players. I don't know why he's caught up. Tuchel's kind of mad. I see the type of players he tried going from. I don't get it. I don't get it myself as well, man. I don't know why he's fascinated with these Premier League men, but yeah, I don't get it. He's definitely not the man that we need. We definitely not. He's definitely not. Even the signings, like you're saying, what's this coming out here?
From Ten Hag saying, we spoke about very good things, players coming up, values coming up, and we have a big opportunity to win a trophy, bro. I came here to win. This guy, bro, he sounds very insecure. You know them ones there when he's talking, man's talking about players coming through. He thinks that his tenure at Man United is going to be defined by Garnacho, yeah, and Kobe Minor.
Yeah, he's nuts.
Man's like, yeah, I brought these players through, and it's the United way. And bro, that's how he tried to endear himself to these United fans as well. Do you know what I'm saying? That trying to talk about when he was saying, oh, like he studied the way Man United played and he wanted to play a certain style and all these other things. He thought that he was being slick here, trying to win the fans over. But also that just showed me that you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, he's under pressure, man. He's under pressure. He's lost that. I think I'm gonna always say it, man. His first season done him no favors at all. No favors whatsoever, man. And we are where we are now. And there's no going back. His first season done him no favors. He came in, he fumbled the bag in his first couple of games, playing the style of football that he wanted, and he didn't stand out for him. He didn't see it out. You see, man, like Ange and that, they done their thing. They might not have made the top four, but they stood on business. And now they're telling, man, you see what I was standing on? Anyone who can't play that next season, I need you out the door, and I need new reinforcements. If they build off what they built off last season, and then they have a top four season next season, they've done better than, they're progressing and they're moving forward, or at least they finish with better points, with a better points tally. You're moving forward, you're progressing, and you got to build. Eric Ten Hag has just finished the lowest position Man United has ever finished in the league. One of the lowest points tallies, minus goal difference, a load of stuff going on. Penalty shootouts in the semi-finals of the FA Cup with, first division teams. Like, where are we going with this? Or championship teams? Like, where are we going with this? And I just feel like he's trying to make us forget the reality of the season that we've had by talking a load of talk and just bare words.
That's exactly what he's doing, bro. Like when you look at how he's talking about the injuries and all these things, and he's trying to talk about all these other things now, yeah, to make us revise what we felt throughout the course of the season. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, man, really, man saying 38 different back fours and all these other things, brother. You had Varane fit on the bench in the Manchester derby. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, but he's saying these things to try and get us to forget what some of the stuff he was doing. A lot of this stuff was enforced by him, you know. He was making changes he didn't have to make. When he was forcing McTominay into the team because McTominay was scoring from the bench. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, man, there were times where Mount was fit and he was on the bench. Like, bro, like, why are we doing this? There was a long time where Ahmad was fit. He was on the bench. He wasn't playing. Do you know what I mean? Then he scored in the FA Cup. Then he was suspended for 1 game. And then after that, he couldn't get back in the team.
Couldn't get back in the team. The brother's just fallen onto a system, fallen onto a group of players who are playing well and are doing what, you know, we could have done earlier on when we still had a chance for top 4. We were begging this manager, change it now. Like, we're not feeling you, but change it. Get us into the top 4. There's still an opportunity. The team like Villa and Spurs are not teams you can't catch. It's not that deep. And rather than going for it and making it happen like what Pochettino did and went for it with his young group of players, the brother just fell even back. He just fell even further down the table. And then he wants to tell us about injuries when he's not even, I don't even think he's the top 3 of injuries in the Premier League. What about 4th or 5th?
But brother, the thing is, Chelsea and Newcastle finished above us and they had more. So we can't even use that. We can't use that.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? And this is the thing. Like, we cannot use that. We cannot use that as an excuse when teams that have suffered more have done better than us. Do you know what I'm saying? So the injuries thing is not an excuse. It's really not an excuse, bro. So
not at all. And then certain voices in the fan base who have platforms would like to make us think that De Zerbi had a worse season than Eric Ten Hag because he finished lower than him. I'm like,
but he didn't.
Like, of course he didn't. You know what I'm saying? But they would like the fan base to think that by saying, "Oh, we beat them at the last game of the season. We finished 11 points 10 points in front of them. You know, Eric Ten Hag had a better season than De Zerbi." And I'm like, wherein De Zerbi had more injuries than Ten Hag. He had some of his best players taken away from him. He's got a lower quality squad, lower quality squad to choose from. And in all honesty, where is Brighton meant to be finishing? If not,
they're a top 10 team, and also they're only a top 10 team, because of how they've recruited in the past, and all those players they've sold them.
So now
they've sold them, and they had Europe this season, which means as well, they were dealing with more games than they used to dealing with.
More games, more injuries than United. Sold all their best players. Brighton's always been a top 15 team, top 15. Yeah, that's what Brighton are. They're not in relegation. They may be 2 spaces out of it, top 15. Anywhere in between 10 and 15 is a good season for Brighton. But with the recruitment that they've had, they were pushing for 8th, 9th, and 10th, and maybe trying to get into a European position, which what De Zerbi done in their first time in history. Other than that, they are where they should be. You know what I'm saying? They've actually done better than what they should have with the injuries that they have. The fact that they were a couple points off 10th. By losing the last game of the season. The brothers had a good season. That he is where he should be. But as for Man United, with all the money that we spent and all the money that you were giving Eric Ten Hag, your 400 million, you shouldn't be sitting in 8th in the league and with one of the worst finishes and the points tally that you've been able to accumulate with this level of squad. We don't want to hear about injuries because they shouldn't be a player at Man United who has been bought in for what? Listen, when does Man United buy a player who doesn't deserve or isn't good enough to play for a title-winning team? When do we do that as a fan? When do we do that as a club? Any player that Man United buy, they have to buy it with the thought process that they have an ability to win a title with us.
Yeah.
They have to. So we're not Brighton. We never go in for a player. So even if your first 11 are not fit, your squad as a whole has to be a Premier League winning squad. It has to be, because you're spending money on them like that. They have to have the ability to win the league. So whether your first 11's fit or not, the people on the bench should be the same. And if they're not, then we have a problem.
100%. 100%.
And
that's the thing, bro.
Ten Hag can't be buying players he thinks can't win the league in Rasmus.
Yeah, that wouldn't make sense. Yeah. Bro, just the fact that he's wasted 400 million of our money, and he hasn't coached these players, he hasn't improved no players. He don't deserve another year, bro. And even with the Tuchel thing as well, like you man pointed out in the chat, and which is 100% spot on. Bayern Munich pretty much came out and said, this brother don't develop players. The chief exec of Bayern Munich, he goes, listen, this brother, if he's not getting what he wants out of players, he's the kind of manager that thinks we should buy a replacement. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's not what they want, bro. So Man United can't be bringing in managers that can't coach or coaches that can't coach, bro, because we're going to be bringing in a lot of players, yeah, whose best days are in front of them. And we need someone that's going to be able to nurture these guys and bring the best out of them, bro. That's what we're going to need. The next manager is going to have a big job. And even this thing, that next season is going to be Rashford's biggest season of his career, blood.
Biggest
of his career. If he doesn't turn this around, he's finished, bro, at Man United. So having a system, yeah, can only benefit him, bro. It can only benefit him.
And I think, there's two things for Rashford as well. Like, it's either he moves now, and when he moves to a new team, whatever position he's in, they're going to allow him to have a year of bedding in, where he can turn up at a new team, score 10 or 15 goals. Great season for him. But if he stays at Man United, he can't have that type of season. He can't have a 10 goal or maybe 10 with a few assists, but he has to do more than that. So I keep on seeing Arsenal as the right club for Rashford, you know.
He's just another Martinelli.
Yeah, he's another Martinelli, but a bit better. I think with Saka and all them, man, there, he can get back into the England squad. He can stay in the UK and he can just go down south, obviously London, and do his thing. I think he can do something at Arsenal. They might win something, they might not. They'll be in the Champions League. He's got a bit of experience. They can compete, but with what he's got left in his career, he's 27 years old, 28 years old. Does Man United win the Premier League in the next 5 years? Maybe, maybe not. Does he have a better chance at Arsenal? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. It's just a roll of the dice, to be honest. I'm not too sure.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
I
don't know.
He shouldn't be afraid to leave Man United.
I just don't think no one's paying that 300 grand a week wage.
Because if he's not going to be, because the problem with him, he's not like a Mark. Yeah, I think he will have to drop that because he's not like my man is it Marcus Royce or something at Dortmund that just retired?
Yeah, Marco Royce.
Michael Royce. He's not that for United. You know where their man there has been consistent throughout the years. They've done their thing, and they're a one-man club. I don't see him like that.
Yeah.
I
agree.
Him, you know what I mean? I don't see him like that, and that's the issue.
He's not like a Scholes or a Giggs where we were like, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I look at him the same way we looked at Danny Welbeck, blood. When it was time to sell Welbeck, I was like, all right, cool, you can go Arsenal, man. Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
You know what I'm saying? I'll be real. Like, I'd be cool seeing him go to Arsenal, bro. It's not that deep, bro. He doesn't feel.
Yeah, that's me.
I don't have that connection to him as a Man United player.
I don't. I'm more happy for him as a man them and be like, you know what? Yeah, don't do your thing at Arsenal, man. Don't live your life. Like, yeah, crack on, man. Yeah, I'm happy for you, but I'm not this. You know what I mean? Fuming, upset. No. He can go.
No, I hear it. 100%. He can move on, man. So I don't know, bro. Honestly, it'll be interesting to see what happens this summer. But we're getting linked with the right kind of players. I'm not so much fussed about the names. It's more about the profile of the players, man.
Profiles are exciting. The profiles we've been linked to so far are exciting type of profiles. It's only the striker profile that I haven't seen anything yet. But I feel like after losing the profile of Anthony Martial, we need to get someone who can deliver similar level of ability of football, man.
Yeah, 100%. Now I saw like a brief link with Ivan Toney. We've been linked with Tony. We've been linked with
Tony will be nice.
We've been linked to Sesko a little bit. Do you know what I'm saying? But not really.
I'm not too sure. He's younger than flipping Hoyland.
Yeah, he's been linked with Arsenal more. I'll take Tony, and obviously, bro, they're saying that what's his name? Memphis is available on the free, blood. Would you take him? I'd take him.
I'll take Memphis. He's a grown guy. But the thing about Memphis is, he knows his ability. He knows what he can and can't do. So he's not on this try no fight. If you give Memphis a through ball, he knows what he can and can't do. He's gonna go. He's gonna always take the option where he knows 95% he's bagging. When Marcus and these man, they still look like they don't know what they're doing. They're taking options where, brother, who told you can do that? Who told you can even do that with the ball? You can't do that. Take the option that you know it's a 95% chance you're bagging that goal. Stop taking these options, and this is what Garnacho is doing. Man are taking options that no one told them anything about. Who told you can do this? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't do this. Stop taking these options. That's not you. This is why I like players like Martial and that. Them man take the options that they know them man will cut, bang. I could do this all day, every day of the week with my eyes closed. Yeah, man. And this is what I like about players like Tony as well. That man take options, safe options, man, to finish the book, to finish. Stop doing things that you can't do, man.
Yeah, for sure, bro. And that's what we need. I think we need a mature forward, especially if you got someone like Rasmus. If you're deciding that you are gonna give Rasmus the time he needs to turn into the player that they think he's gonna be, even though I just don't see it, then it's one of them ones where you need someone that's ready-made. Obviously, Ivan Toney, mature striker. He's gonna there. I think Memphis is 29. Tony's like 27. And it's one of them ones where both of them, they're players that know, who they are, what they are. Obviously, Memphis is a free blood. And if I'm looking at keeping the overheads down, do you know what I mean? Then you could go and get a Memphis Depay and then use that money in other areas. Do you know what I mean? Because unlike a lot of other people, I don't feel like our attack is really the problem, blood. I feel like it's more of a system thing, man. I'll be real, because if you look at all the attackers that Man United have on their books, like we've got Ahmad, we've got Anthony, we've got Sancho, we've got Rashford, we got Greenwood, bro. Like them five, bro. If we just get in another striker, honestly, I'd be happy with them five plus a striker, bro. I'll be cool with that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think our attack is dying like that to the point where it's like, man, need to sign another winger. We need to sign this. We need to sign that. Because, bro, you look at Arsenal and City, the two teams that finished first and second. I look at Arsenal's wide areas, bro. Like, they've got no backup for Saka.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? I don't even rate him like that. And then on Martinelli's side, for me, Trossard's better than Martinelli, but Martinelli's their first choice left-sided player if he's fit, bro. I don't rate Martinelli at all. No, do you know what I mean? Do I rate Martinelli more than I rate Sancho? No. Do I rate him more than Mason? No. You know them ones there, like, do I rate him more than Ahmad? No. Like, bro, man have ballers, bro. Like, don't get it twisted. It's not that we don't have players. I wouldn't even rate Martinelli ahead of Rashford. Right, so it's one of them ones where, bro, when I look at Man United's attack, player for player, I don't think that's where our biggest issue is. Our biggest issue is the fact that we ain't got a system in place, and we need a proper striker, bro. That's it, bro. Because we can't rely on Martial to be fit.
No, you can't. You can't. And I feel like players as well are crying out for support from the manager to actually put together a system that helps them and that makes things happen, and to stop playing players who do not support and help the system. Because make your mind up, what are we doing here? You've got McTominay on that's running into positions for strikers to score goals. What are we doing here? What are we playing here? And you know that when we get overloaded in midfield, he can't do anything to support. So Ten Hag, what are you doing here? So you're making run out of position to go and support the midfield, and then I'm out of position when we're attacking and going forward. Like, what are we doing here? And I think the manager doesn't help. It doesn't help the team at all. He keeps on exposing their flaws and their weaknesses. And I believe so. I think with the right system and another striker, we'll be all right. I'm more worried about the defense and the middle of the park, allowing even like playing a false nine. Even if we have to play, just bring my boy. If you bring Greenwood and Sancho back, and you bring in
Ahmad can play false nine. Do you know what I'm saying? Jadon can play false nine.
That's it. So I'm happy to play a false nine. We've seen City do it. We've seen Arsenal do it a whole season without a striker. Just make sure you shore up the middle of the park and you get us some proper wing backs and defenders. I'm more worried about the defensive side and the left back. I want to know what left back we're getting this season. I need to know that we're getting the left back.
We've been linked with eight Nuri at Wolves. He's a baller, but
Yeah, he's good.
I've only seen loose links though. I've seen him more linked with Liverpool.
He's good.
Do you know
But
what I'm saying?
Because we've been getting a lot of links with the right back position, but I'm very worried about the left back position. And I feel like keeping someone like Eric Ten Hag, the fact that he even let my man go, the Spanish boy, was just mad, because I liked when he used to come
Fernandez.
on. The one that we had on loan, Reguilon.
Oh, Reguilon,
Yeah, because he was tenacious when he came on. He used to do more than every other left back that we had. I rated him more than Luke Shaw when I was seeing
him. He looked good, man.
He looked good. I was like, keep him, let him do his thing. And the fact that we sent him back just because we heard Shaw was coming back, that there was mad for me. And then we went all season without a left back. So even that, we need a left back, and we need one rapidly, like rapid. Like Luke Shaw is a man that you can get some money for, 28, 29. That man there can go Everton, West Ham. They got a career over there, but we should just let him go, and they can still get into the England squad. And I feel like with Everton as well, they're in that period where they can't get the takeover over the line. You know, they can't spend no money because of the Premier League system and the fines that they got this season and the deductions and stuff, and the fact they haven't got any money in. They got to sell. So there's a couple things you can do with Everton if you're clever.
Yep.
If you're clever, there's a couple things you can do. You can look at where you want to get. And you know what it is? There's a one man that we kind of slept on, and I think a lot of people don't mention him. Calvert-Lewin, man. I think he always, for me, like, I've seen him since he's got back into form, and he looks sharp to me, man. He looks like a man that can score goals. Like, I don't know if it's Everton or not, but I feel like
he can score goals, but stylistically, he's not a Man United player in terms of how we would play. But I think, like, he'll score goals at a club, bro. Like, if he's at a club that, just like Ollie Watkins and them, man.
Yeah.
If he's at a club, that's providing him chances, he'll score goals, innit?
That's what I'm looking at. I'm thinking at him when I got Rasmus and I got Calvert-Lewin coming off that. I'm thinking for the right price again, if we're buying players who are hungry, got something to prove for the right price. I'm thinking to myself, and he's an athlete, and he's had those injuries. But I'm thinking when we're getting overpriced,
he's had a lot of injuries though,
and that's what it is. He's had a lot of injuries, but since he's got back, he's looked sharp to me, and I feel like he's got an ability to put the ball in the back of the net. I'm not saying he's someone that I would be saying go for, but I feel like a couple seasons ago he was at the prices that you would have been getting Ollie Watkins for,
bro.
And that's what's mad.
But he is injury prone though. Like he's never really had a solid season.
Maybe.
That's it. But nah, he's a goal getter, innit? He's one of them guys. If he can stay fit, he's a goal getter. Just like Callum Wilson as well. Them man, if they're fit, they score goals, innit? The problem is,
because I just feel like we got no number 9s. You have to keep them fit, but I feel like the way we're stacked in the wing position, I think we need a couple man on the bench who can actually score goals. Then again,
I think we miss a trick if we don't go and get Memphis.
Yeah. Memphis is the guy
because he's got the ability to score goals. He's got the ability to link play. He can drift into the wide areas, and he brings a lot of experience, bro. Champions League experience, just first team experience. International, bro. He's the all-time top scorer for the Netherlands, bro. Like he's a big personality. Yeah,
he is.
To bring in, he's a big personality.
And he works hard. He works hard, and I feel like in this new era as well of footballers, I think he's someone who's very disciplined in his craft.
Yeah,
he's learned that the hard way since he went back. And obviously, when Rooney said he was having words with him and whatever, I think I can see he's grown in that position. But he's also young enough that the new generation would rate him. I think there's a lot of young man in the Man United. Squad that will look at Memphis and say, yeah. I mean, I think they'll have a. Am I still here?
No, you're here. Cut out momentarily, but yeah, no, I think he's a good role model for a lot of the younger players. Big up Saeed in the chat. They'll definitely look at his work ethic and what he's done and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And if he's on a free as well, why not, blood? That's the way I see it.
I'm ready to
Why not
go,
on a
but
free?
I can't see if I'm still here.
No, I can hear you. 1 second. Are you Yeah, 1 second. He'll be back, guys. Do you know what I'm saying? But nah, for me, Memphis on a free, yeah, I'm taking him still. You know, like that. I'm definitely taking him on a free, just for the point that just for the fact that he brings experience and he's got a very unique skill set in terms of linking play and being a good pivot, man. He's a good foil, man. Like, people need to understand how important having a good pivot is, especially as a team that wants to play football, bruv. If you look at what Welbeck's doing at Brighton, yeah, like in with a certain style of play, yeah, like a pivot is so important. Like that's the one thing that Hoyland don't give us. When we play the ball to him, it just comes back. Do you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Having a pivot that you can build off in attacking areas, someone that you can play the ball to, who can put their foot on the ball and hold it, or can bounce it off to people and help you mount an attack, bro. Like, it's so important, bro. And when you look at the best teams, they always have a focal point, bro.
yeah, and that's it. I think we've had issues with Highland for that from the beginning. Obviously, a lot of people say it's not his fault that he was put in the position that he was put in, but nevertheless, listen, we're at United, innit? We need you to be able to do bits, and I think you need support with that. I'm not even in the business of if you get someone else and it's going to stunt his development. I don't want to hear none of that stuff. Go and get me someone who can do a job. I'm very sad about Martial leaving still, man, because I just feel like I just feel like he's still at an age where he's got a lot to deliver. Like, we're out here looking for someone who's 28 years old, who's got the technical ability of Martial and who can score goals, and we have that in him. Yes, the brother gets injured, but it's like, can't you strike a deal for a lower wage?
Lower wage, and that's what I mean. If they could reduce his wages, if they could have
Reduce his
reduced his
wages.
wage, that
Yeah,
would have been calm. But I think it's one of them ones where I just think that because of how everything's gone, he's probably made up his mind to leave. But I wouldn't say that he doesn't seem like the kind of guy that would be forcing his way out the club, because, bro, like, he was never unhappy at Man United. That's one thing about Martial, like, because even when Jose was trying to get rid of him, he was like, "Nah, I'm cool, bruv." Do you know what I'm saying? Like, Martial's never looked like the kind of guy that wants to leave, but ultimately his wages is the reason why they'll be happy to see him leave, and then he can go and get a signing on fee somewhere else. So I think it's just come naturally to the end. But profile wise, there's not many strikers or even attacking players in the world with the profile of what he gives you when he's fit, bro. Like, there's
that's
not.
it.
And this is why, if I'm looking at Man United, someone like Martial is harder to replace him, even if we get him off the wage bill and he leaves on a free, bro. What he does give us when he's fit is very hard to find, bro.
And this is what I'm saying, man. And this is why I feel like, yeah, man, I feel like trying to get a new manager in, getting a different style of play, playing a different football, seeing where Marshall was at the start of this season, where he was fit, or he was fit to play, ready to go, even though he had his injuries or his weren't letting him play to the best of his ability. But the fact that he's had this operation that he's needed to have for a while, and he's freshened himself out, and he's basically taken a whole season off. I just feel like somebody next year is going to get a very good Anthony Martial. And
Yeah, they're going to benefit from it for sure.
You know what I mean? I just feel like there's nothing else going to benefit. And a lot of people are doing U-turns right now. There's a lot of U-turns being done in football. I just feel like, can someone come in and have a word with him and be like, look, you know what I'm saying? Because again, this Highland thing on his own or going into any season with just Highland, I am not comfortable with that, man.
Nah. Listen, our new owners have said that getting a proper striker is a priority. Like, they know that Hoyland ain't good enough to lead the line for Man United, and this shows you how badly run we are. Because, bro, they gave this brother the number 11 shirt, bro. Who gives a number 11 shirt to some experimental center forward, brother? Like, who does that? I'll be real. Like, who in their right fucking mind gives Rasmus Højlund the number 11? Who signed off on that, blood? Brother, who signed off on that shit, bro?
It
Big man thing. Because, bro, like, even if Rasmus Højlund, yeah, even if he's potentially a world-class talent, which he's not, but even if he was, that's still a shirt that you have to earn. You don't just give that, yeah. You don't just give that to somebody, yeah, from the jump. You don't. Someone's saying they're gonna give Rasmus the 9 in the summer. I thought that, you know. I did think that, but nah, they can't, because we're gonna get a proper 9 in the summer, and that's gotta go.
What was that? My internet's playing up. Did someone say they were gonna get
someone saying they're gonna give Rasmus the 9 in the summer? I thought about that, but then I thought, yeah, it's one of them ones where, because we're gonna get a proper 9 in the summer, I don't think, because first I was thinking, right, they might give him the 9 and give Elise the 11, but then I'm thinking, yeah, bro, we need to get a proper number 9.
Yeah, we do. We need a solid number 9. No funny businesses. Like, Rasmus was never that guy anyway, man. Obviously, he was meant to. He was always meant to. He was always meant to have someone lead in the line with him in a supporting act, and obviously, hopefully, being able to then compete with that and try to take that position, but not just to have it to run riot on your own. No. That don't make sense. I'm not accepting it. We need a number 9. I'm on it. But to be honest as well, I wouldn't be out there quick to say, yeah, this is the guy, that's the guy, except for Tony. Tony's the only guy that I can look at. This is why I'm still with this. Should we stick with Martial? Do we have anyone
Ivan
in the
Toney's
academy?
Got to be a no-brainer, innit? Like, Ivan Toney
100%.
is a Premier League proven player. He's English as well. Like, bro, it's got to be him. It's got to be him. He's got to be Man United's number 9. He'll be the closest thing to a proper number 9 that Man United have had here for a long time, as in he's at the right age. Do you know what I'm saying? He's Premier League proven. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like we haven't done that for a long time. We ain't done that for a long time. The last time we went and got a Premier League proven striker was Van Persie.
That's it. Or go and do something that we all don't expect and go to South America, wherever you got to go, and go and get someone who can bang in goals. Go and do something.
But even if you do that, I don't want someone that don't have Premier League experience to have the pressure of coming to Man United and having to be the main guy, because naturally, when somebody comes in and they don't have Premier League experience, you want them to at least be able to be bedded in, bro. You have to take into account teething periods. There won't be no teething settling in period with Ivan Toney, because he already knows the Premier League. He knows what it takes to score goals in the Prem. He knows what it's like to travel to every ground in the country. So, like, do you know what I'm saying? He just knows how to deal with everything. So it's worth the premium. And even they're saying that he's only going to be like 40, 50 mil, bro. Like, because his last season.
That's a no-brainer. Yeah, that's no-brainer. That's a no-brainer. And I'm thinking about who's really there in the Prem besides Ivan Toney that you can pick up. There's not much. There's not really anyone there you can pick up that you know will go for less than like 60 million. There's no one really there. And I don't even think City's Alvarez is on offer. I think they're holding on to there too. Unless he wanted to push out and say, listen, I need to go and play football. I need to bounce.
But even City Alvarez, to be honest, Alvarez is a good player, but bro, like, it's one of them ones. City gas, bro. Like, when I watch him play, like, I'm never like completely like all my days like he's an absolute baller. I'm just like, yeah, he's cool. Like, do you know what I mean? He's cool, but it's just nothing to write home about.
I'm with you.
You know what I mean? So like, I'm not massively impressed with Alvarez, bro. Like, I think he's just a slightly better version of Gabriel Jesus in terms of what he gives, bro. Like, I'm not. Do you know what I mean? I'm not blown away. Like, when I watch him play, I'm not like, yeah, he's sick. Like, I don't get that feeling. I just think, yeah, he's a good player. So it's just one of them ones where I just think that
I'm
there's
with you.
not
I
much.
get that, and I think obviously, and I think also how City play, and their systems and their styles of play. Sometimes it can, it can, not to say the players are crap, but obviously it can compensate for certain flaws that players have, and then as soon as they
Absolutely.
come to your team, them flaws are just exposed, and then you're like, raw, where are we now?
No, completely agree. Completely agree. All right, you lot, we got what 1100 in here. Make sure you smash the likes, man. Let's get them likes. That's cool. We're rapping now anyway, guys.
Not over here.
Get those lights up.
Jumping in and out.
Yeah, guys, get the lights up. You already know what it is. We got 1100 of you lot in here. Do you know what I mean? Big up everyone for supporting the show. You already know what time it is. We ain't even got 500 likes. Let's get those up. Do you know what I mean? Big up MOOSA for coming through. The internet starting to bug out on his side now. You get me?
My internet's playing.
Yeah, bro. No, that's cool. Anyway, we're about to wrap anyway, family. You get me? So, yo, yeah, guys. Hey, big up everyone inside. His internet's playing up now. Anyway, you already know what time it is. Obviously, MOOSA's not on YouTube. So yeah, there's no links there. But yeah, man. Big up everyone for supporting the show as usual. You already know what time it is. Who's live at the moment, people? Or any of the guys, any of the main guys live at the moment? So look, and let's get these lights up, people. And yeah, big up everyone as well that's been in the Rants Reacts as well. We're going we're back for part 3 at 9 o'clock. Man said, what's that? We'll see what United will bring this summer. Yeah, bro, I think the recruitment, I think we're going to be cool. I can't even lie, bro. You know what I mean? I think we're going to be completely fine. You know what I'm saying? But nah, as usual, man, big up everyone for supporting the thing. And yeah, man, I'll see you guys back here for part 3 of Rants Reacts at 9 o'clock as well, people. You already know what time it is. But yo, man, big up.